Hello Year 6 and welcome to our next reading lesson. So we are on chapter 2 of Wonder. If you didn't do yesterday's lesson, I would strongly suggest you go back and at least listen to chapter 1, okay? These reading sessions are going to follow each day. There's going to be a new chapter, so it's really important that you keep up with the book, otherwise you're not going to enjoy it as much as everyone else. So if you've not read chapter 1 because you didn't do yesterday's lesson, which was a few of you, I would suggest that you watch that video first before moving on to this, okay? I'm going to try and put them all into like a playlist on our YouTube page, but I'll see how we get on with that. So I'm going to do chapter 2, and like I said, I'm going to be reading it from my little Kindle, so I can't put the whole text on the screen, but I can put little bits on. And into my screen we go. Okay, so like I said, today we're going to be reading chapter 2, which is called Why I Didn't Go to School, and we are focusing on inference. So inference skills is when we go into the text and we use clues to find an answer. So the answer will not be there. It will not be there without, it won't be directly there. It's not like retrieval like we did yesterday. We need to use clues to help us answer it. So for example, if I did this face, I'm not telling you how I'm feeling, but you can infer that I'm feeling pretty sad. It's nearly dinner time, I'm getting hungry, and I'm feeling a little bit sad. So it's when we go into a text and we find clues. So here's 2 questions that you're going to be looking for the answers for. So when you find these answers as I'm reading through the text, and it's only a short chapter again, I want you to write the answer in your book. So don't just write the answers like one word. If the question's why hasn't Oggy been to school until now, you will say, Oggy hasn't been to school until now because, and then you can give me the answer. And why do you think Mum hasn't drawn much recently? Okay. 2 questions to go for. I will be able to put little bits of text just underneath me, but like I said, unfortunately I can't put the whole thing because then no one will buy the book, and then people will come after me and want to steal all the money that I'm making from these videos, which is none, by the way. I'm not making any videos. Unless you want to share it and like it and subscribe it and get us 15 million followers, and then we might make something. Anyway, chapter 2, why I didn't go to school. Next week I start 5th grade. Since I've never, hang on, I should probably quickly summarise the previous chapter. So we are reading, and it is in role as Oggy, so Oggy is telling us a story. Last time he just kind of told us a little bit about why he feels he's ordinary, but no one else thinks he's ordinary. Let's go back to the book. Chapter 2, why I didn't go to school. Next week, I'll start 5th grade. Since I've never been to a real school before, I'm pretty much totally and completely petrified. People think I haven't gone to school because of the way I look, but it's not that. It's because of all the surgeries I've had. 27 since I was born. The bigger ones happened before I was even 4 years old, so I don't remember those. But I've had 2 or 3 surgeries every year since then. Some big, some small. And because I'm little for my age, and I have some other medical mysteries that doctors really never figured out, I used to get sick a lot. That's why my parents decided it was better if I didn't go to school. I'm much stronger now though. The last surgery I had was 8 months ago, and I probably won't have to have another for another couple of years. You probably could have answered question 1 by now, which actually is more of a retrieval. Mum homeschools me. She used to be a children's book illustrator. She draws really great fairies and mermaids. Her boy stuff isn't so hot though. She once tried to draw me a Darth Vader, but it ended up looking like some weird mushroom-shaped robot. I haven't seen her draw anything in a long time. I think she's too busy taking care of me and Via. I can't say I always wanted to go to school because that wouldn't be exactly true. What I wanted was to go to school, but only if I could be like every other kid going to school. Have lots of friends and hang out after school and stuff like that. I'm gonna pause there for a second. So these are the next 2 questions, okay? And the answers for these are going to be the next bits of the chapter. Back to the book. I have a few really good friends now. Christopher is my best friend, followed by Zachary and Alex. We've known each other since we were babies. And since they've always known me the way I am, they're used to me. When we were little, we used to have play dates all the time. But then Christopher moved to Bridgeport in Connecticut. That's more than an hour away from where I live in North River Heights, which is at the top tip of Manhattan. And Zachary and Alex started going to school. It's funny, even though Christopher's the one who moved far away, I still see him more than I see Zachary and Alex. They have all these new friends now. If we bump into each other on the street, they're still nice to me though. They always say hello. I have other friends too, but not as good as Christopher and Zach and Alex were. For instance, Zach and Alex always invited me to the birthday parties when we were little, but Joel and Eamon and Gabe never did. Emma invited me once, but I haven't seen her in a long time. And of course, I always go to Christopher's birthday. Maybe I'm making too big a deal about birthday parties. And we'll stop there. So that is the end of chapter 2. Short chapters, like I said, one of the things I really like about it. So the other questions that I want you to answer in your book, and these really are the inference questions, is do you think Zachary, Alex and Christopher are really good friends to Oggy? Like, are they actually good friends to Oggy? Why? And then why do you think Emma hasn't seen Oggy in a long time? So I'm going to put those little bits of text underneath here. And then what I'd like you to do, and this is an optional one, this is for those people who want to really impress me, is write a bit of a text message conversation between Emma and one of her other friends about why she doesn't see Oggy anymore. So it might start off by saying something like Christine, hey Emma, why don't you ever see that guy Oggy anymore? And then Emma, and tell me what she might say in the text conversation, okay? So, in summary, you should have answered these 2 questions. You've probably already done that as you've been watching the video and listening to it. Then, you've got these 2 questions to answer as well. So, do you think Zachary, Alex and Christopher are really good friends? Explain why. So you need to make your point, which will probably be yes or no, they are good friends or they're not good friends. And then tell me why. And then why do you think Emma hasn't seen Oggy in a long time? Okay, again, another couple of points for that one. So they should be a couple of sentences per each question. And then this last one, if you want to really impress me, to have a go at that. As always, get your work into me on Dojo, work hard with it. You can flick back and listen to other bits if you need to. And then year 6, I look forward to seeing your work. Okay, bye.